let's just see some of the problems that are related with the figures on the same base and between the same parallels. So the question says, which of the following figures lie on the same base and between the same parallels? In such a case, write the common base and the two parallels. So let's just see the figures that are related with it. So we have the 6 figures over here that are related with this question. So let us suppose if I'm just giving them a name as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let us suppose this is our very first figure, this is our first figure, this is nothing but our second one. Let us suppose if I'm just taking it as nothing but third, further this one is nothing but fourth, this one is nothing but fifth, and this one is I'm taking as 6th. So let's just talk about all these figures one by one. So let us suppose if I have the very first figure. So in the very first figure we can see that we have a trapezium and we have a triangle. A trapezium is nothing but A, B, C, D, and we have a triangle as P, D, C. So let's just see. First of all, we can see that they are lying on the common base. They are lying on the common base, which is nothing but DC, and furthermore they are lying between the same parallels as well, which is nothing but AB, which is parallel to DC. So hence we can say that a trapezium, the trapezium ABCD and triangle PDC are on the same base, and in between the same parallels. And what are those parallels? AB parallel to DC. Let us suppose if I'll write the common base over here as again DC. We have the common base as nothing but DC. So hence we can see that this figure is actually lying on the common base and in between the same parallels. Now let's just talk about the second figure. So in the second figure we can see that we have a triangle and we have a parallelogram. They are not on the same base but they are lying in between the same parallels. So we can say the triangle RPQ and the parallelogram ABCD are not on the same base but in between the same parallels. And what are those parallels? AD parallel to BC. AD parallel to BC. Now let's just talk about the third. So in the third part we have again a parallelogram and a trapezium, and furthermore you can say that they are on the common base but they are not in between the same parallels. So we can say that the trapezium MNRS and the parallelogram PQRS are on the same base. Base is nothing but SR, but not in between the same parallels. Furthermore, let's just talk about the next part, which is nothing but the fourth one. And in the fourth one again, we can see that we have a quadrilateral ABQD, and again we have a trapezium which is APCD. Again, they are lying on the same base, which is nothing but AD, and furthermore they are in between the parallels. So we can say that the quadrilateral ABQD and the trapezium A, P, C, D are on the same base AD, and in between the same parallels, which is AD parallel to BQ. AD parallel to BQ. Now let's just further talk about the fifth part. In the fifth part, again we can say that the triangle TQR and the parallelogram PQRS are on the same base QR, and in between the same parallels, which is PS parallel to QR. Now furthermore, if I'm just talking about the sixth part, we can say that the parallelograms A, B, C, D and PQRS are not on the same base, but in between the same parallels, that is PQ parallel to SR. So in this way you can just find out such kind of the figures that are lying on the same base and in between the same parallels. So this is all about the question number 1, which is all related with the figures that are lying on the same base and between the same parallels.